Flag that off. Bada bing, bada boom. How gamers just destroyed the UK government. Uh-oh. Is there a hot waifu in the video game?
You may have heard about the UK government releasing this game called Pathways. They say, navigating gaming, the internet, and extremism.
Do you want to know what it reminds me of? When they called Pepe an extremist symbol. I'm pretty sure they still do, don't they? Like, Pepe, every time you post a Pepe, you're just being an extremist. Yeah, look at you! You're all extremists! Look at you! Wait, does that mean Cheese is also, like, almost extremist because he's, like, a green rat? Based on, like, the Pepe? Does that mean Cheese is also extremist?
A free youth-centered interactive learning package for education on extremism, radicalization, and prevent. And the point of this video is not to tell you about this game. It's to show you how recently this game is completely backfired on the UK government. It ended up doing the opposite of what they wanted, but we'll talk about that a bit more in a second. Let me point this out first, because this little pop-up that you get when you visit their homepage is hilarious. It says, sign up to our monthly newsletter to keep up with the world of political and media literacy education. It's hilarious because, as you know, what they're describing as media literacy is really just, hey, do you fall for our propaganda? If you do, you're media literate. Good job. Good job. You
I love propaganda.
You don't have independent thinking.
VTuber
so we're going to say that
best.
that's actually media literacy and try to make you feel good about it. It's a very obvious rhetorical manipulation tactic, and yet some people actually fall for it. And you can see this exact same tactic being used by pseudo-intellectual Reddit.
I would say if you realize it's propaganda, it's bad propaganda. Actual propaganda that we encounter every day in life in any country, I'm not talking about just America, you're doing a bad job. The whole point of propaganda is that you don't realize it's propaganda.
Activists who throw the term critical thinking around. What they really mean is, hey, do you unquestionably subscribe to our activist rhetoric? If yes, we're going to label you a critical thinker. Good job. But
I'm a critical thinker.
If you question this stuff, if you actually think about it, we're going to label you someone who doesn't have critical thinking. It's obviously ridiculous and yet another rhetorical manipulation tactic. But anyways, going back to this Pathways game by the UK government, as mentioned, I want to tell you about how this has backfired on them so much. It literally ended up doing the opposite of what they were trying to do. So one of the pathways in this game is going the villain/bad route.
Bad guy.
And that involves befriending this character, Amelia, who's supposed to be like the antagonist of the game.
I like they gave her a little mole too, so you know she's evil. It's such bad. No, I'm not even kidding. If you look it up. If a woman has a mole on her face, that people are more inclined to think that she's evil or has like I don't know, she's like bad moral intentions. That's a beauty spot. What the fuck ever? Like, it's an actual thing. It's like a design thing.
And she has horrible ideas, like criticizing the government's policies on immigration. Oh, how dare you criticize the UK government and how objectively their immigration policies have been a net negative.
Criticizing your government? Oh, Chad, do you criticize your government? I'm afraid we can't be friends. You can't be my Chad. That's bad.
Anyways, but if you dare talk about that, if you dare so much as criticize the government, oh, you're going down this radicalization route, this villain, this bad route, how dare you do that? And so they make this character Amelia to try to help persuade people not to go down that route by framing her as like an extremist or something.
What?
But it turns out that most people actually
Why is the woman the one that's trying to influence you? What about the men? What about other men?
Amelia to be the most reasonable person in the game, which has resulted in people not going against Amelia, but actually siding with her, finding her to be based and making a bunch of fan art of her, memes of her, etc., etc. And look how absurd this is. This is an example of what the UK government was trying to frame as like evil, bad, villain stuff. So
he has made a video encouraging young people in Brittleston to join a political group that seeks to defend English rights.
The text reads,
what?
Amelia, Charlie's close friend, has made a video encouraging young people in Bridlington to join a political group that seeks to defend English rights.
What?
So You're an English person
How
concerned
dare
about
you?
English rights.
You piece of shit!
That's apparently extremist and bad. How ridiculous is
What?
that? Hey, if you're concerned about your rights, you're
England being for England? Oh.
right-wing extremist? That is insane. Check this.
This is the same problem as when they were like demonizing and attacking and attempting to jail people for flying the English flag. I talked about it on stream. It was ridiculous. It's just so insanely out of touch and bad optics, and they don't even realize it because that's how stupid they are. How far gone do you like, and how far gone of a mental state do you have to be to think that flying your own flag in your own country that you love is a bad thing? Like, imagine if someone in America did that. They were like, you can't fly the flag anymore. The American flag? Wait, do you think people would like be happy? They'd be like, yes, of course, government, we would do that. Yes, we'll stop that.
One out. This one says
they do.
Somebody else in the class.
I know, but there's people who will absolutely defend their right to do that.
Tells Charlie
people
that this
get
is
mad.
proof that immigrants are coming to the UK and taking our jobs. So the UK government is going to sit there telling people not to be concerned about their immigration policies, and that if you're concerned about these policies, you're a right-wing extremist, you're a bad person.
How dare
what
you.
makes this even crazier is that mere days ago, around January 9th of this year, the United Arab Emirates began restricting funding for its citizens to study abroad at British universities over tensions with the UK for the UK government refusing to label the Muslim Brotherhood as a terrorist organization.
I don't know a single fucking thing about Islamic terrorism, but I would assume the logic is that the United Arab Emirates, a Muslim country that follows its own Muslim laws, knows a thing or two about who isn't and is and isn't Islamic terrorists. Like, I'm not a political foxu, so I have no clue, but I imagine that's probably how it works, right?
In other words,
like, that's the
UAE,
logic.
which is one of the most prominent Muslim countries in the world, is saying that the UK government is radically pro-Islamic terror. But again, the UK government will turn around and tell people that if they're concerned about any of this, that they're the ones who are the problem. Now, for argument's sake, you know, the UK government's trying to say, like, oh, we don't want to label them a terrorist organization. Here's the thing. Even if the UK government wants to say that, it's still an example of immense hypocrisy, because the Muslim Brotherhood openly talks about how they want a global Islamic state. That is their end goal. They want a global Islamic state. And the UK government is apparently more fine with that concept than they are the concept of an English citizen being concerned about English rights in England. With that,
it's just another drop in the bucket of examples that I have no interest in getting into, like, hard politics. The entire thing has become so co-opted by mentally ill retards that are completely captured and view every single issue through the lens of identity. Sexual identity, racial identity, religious identity. It's become so prolific that half the fucking videos on my channel about video games talk about it in some sort of way or like capacity. Like, we raised change this character. This character's gay now. We added top surgery scars in our fantasy video game with shapeshifters. Mr. Freeze is actually a woman and she's a lesbian. What was that freaking dragonish thing? Time to pull a barv. Do you guys remember that? Doing push-ups because you misgendered them or something? Or used the wrong pronouns? Every single issue at its core is just virtue signaling. And when that happens on a governmental level, to the point that you're called racist for flying the flag of your own country, like, I don't know, man. It's exhausting. Genuinely.
Little segue aside, though, let's return to talking about this Pathways game and how much this has backfired on the UK government.
Is it a fun game? Is it actually fun?
And how reasonable people that found out about this game all decided to side with Amelia. In other words, no one fell for the government's propaganda. Here we
I hope you die. He's frothing at the mouth.
You can see some fan art of Keir Starmer wishing for Amelia to die because she has the audacity to say England for the English and wave St. George's flag. Something that we've already seen the UK government for over a year now complain about. Oh, how dare you fly St. George's flag? That is a symbol of hate. You know,
has become a racist symbol, say ethnic minority adults. But you're in England. You're in England. What does that even mean?
Say nonsense like that. This account on Twitter, Christmas Brick, would post this edit of the manga Don't Toy With Me, Miss Nagatoro, saying, don't radicalize me, Miss Amelia. It's a pretty funny edit there. We got people making edits with Grok, showing Amelia.
It's a symbol of hate. The same people that say Pepes are a symbol of hate, by the way. Just because 4chan loves to use it. That's right, chat. Monka W, racist. Pepega, racist. Pepe W, racist. Pepe Laugh, racist. Okay? Racist. Jamgi, racist. Sag? Oh, I know, racist. Pepe Hands? Racist. Madge? Racist. Dench? Racist. They move the goalpost to whatever fits the narrative.
Like dancing there with, once again, St. George's Cross. This account posting Amelia waving the Union Jack and saying UK doesn't know what they did. Doesn't know what they've done, do they? This account posting a meme of the main character meeting Amelia, siding with Amelia, marrying Amelia, and having a family with Amelia. I'll show this one again. This fan art done by Juju saying, got very inspired to draw Amelia, not AI. And showing Amelia there, holding up the no entry sign from the game. And again, the Union Jack. With over 10,000 likes, we've also got our based VTuber Leaflet saying, Amelia, the last Rose of Albion.
This on Twitter,
would you watch
dude.
it? And posting this 1-minute trailer.
This is crazy.
Ne, Charlie. Igiris no koto. Suki?
What?
君はただ僕らの未来を送ってくれていたのに。
行こう。
This is so serious, dude.
残念ね、チャーリー君。そんな有害な考えを
Oh
持っているな
no!
んて
You're harboring harmful thoughts! You left.
許されることではないの。
What?
あのアメリアって子は全く
Oh, these are the poppies, yeah.
文化を守りたいっていう気持ちのどこが悪いの？みんな自分の生まれた国や文化が大事なはずでしょう。悪いことだなんて私には思えない。
I can. It's reality. The last rose of Albion.
一緒に行くよ。
So yeah, it's really
Whoa.
great, the stuff that people are coming up with. And it's hilarious to see, once again, how much this has backfired on the UK government.
They're pissed.
Now, I do have an
They're
update
malding.
for you guys. Earlier in the video, I mentioned that it was being reported that this game was taken down. And it looks like that period where the game was removed was only for about 24 hours or so. And it's apparently now back up. I'm not sure if they ended up censoring anything or...
What if they removed Amelia? Like that pattern of like going down the quote-unquote evil route?
Removing anything, you know, maybe part of the Amelia quest line, so to speak.
They removed the Amelia route?
Amelia
No,
pathway,
like
or whatever
actually?
they want to call it.
You're not
And maybe
just
some of
saying
the
that,
endings
right?
that you can get, you know, I'm not too sure what
Someone fact check
the conclusion with that is. But again, you know, hilarious stuff how the government in the UK is just like seething about how people ended up siding with Amelia. What's not funny, though, is the real-world implications. For example, a state-funded computer game, that being Pathways, obviously, that we've been talking about, is warning teenagers that they risk being referred to a counter-terrorism program if they question mass migration.
Do you realize telling kids what to do makes them not want to do it? Do they just not know how basic psychology works? Like counterculture exists because of young adults and teenagers or like late teenagers going against what their parents want them to do. Like that's half the reason that counterculture exists, like punk and like hippies and shit. Like this shit's been around for like what? Almost like 50, 60 years?
Pathways is an interactive game designed for 11 to 18-year-old pupils and funded by Prevent, a home office program
they
for
thought this was a good
tackling
idea.
extremism.
And their own taxpayer dollars went into this.
Young players are directed to help their in-game characters, a white teenage boy and girl, to avoid being reported for extreme right-wing ideology after discussing migration online. Characters can face extremism referrals if they choose to engage with groups that spread quote-unquote harmful ideological messages, or join protests against the erosion of British values, quote-unquote. Even researching online immigration statistics is portrayed negatively.
Looking up facts is bad. Looking up actual statistics is bad. Oh Lord, where are we heading, man? Where are we going?
Because how dare citizens try to keep themselves informed and question the government's propaganda? Anyways, that's Pathways, and
it's just bad optics. It's such an overstep. And a lot of the problem is that it's not an isolated incident at this point. It's not just this one, like, that's sort of odd. This is the same country that had its police threatening to extradite and jail Americans for mean tweets. I'm not joking. I made a whole video about it. It was like a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago. It's literally, they were threatening. They're like, we're gonna extradite all Americans that are posting on Twitter it's saying mean shit about the UK and shit. Did anything ever happen to that? No. The same country that wants a Netflix TV show that like race changes the kid, that inspired it from black to white and portrays boys as savage animals that need to be educated on how not to be misogynist, to be shown in schools to literal children. I'm not talking teenagers. I'm not talking college. I'm talking literal children. The VP wanted that. Or whatever the fuck it was. I think it was like a candidate or something. He unironically said that it would be a good idea. The same country that wants to outlaw VPNs. The same country that introduced ID laws to the internet so they could identify and arrest you for the posts that contain anything that they can vaguely classify as violent. Nobody forgot those things. We're still making fun of you. It's a pattern of behavior at this point. We talk about pattern of behavior a lot on this channel. I would love to take like the UK's advice at like face value. Don't be racist, great advice. Don't be misogynistic, great advice. Don't be a bigot, sure. What's wrong with that? Like, the problem is it's not just advice. It's not just goodwill. It's a bludgeon that they use to falsely accuse anyone who disagrees with them. Oh, you don't like Netflix's adaptation being shown in schools? You must be a misogynist and a racist. Oh, you don't like banning VPNs? You must be a bigot. Don't like our shitty propaganda game? You're clearly racist. It's just so fucking unreasonable. The only thing that shocks me about this shitty little video game is that the main character isn't Amelia, and that the unreasonable racist that you shouldn't listen to and is a bad influence is the guy Charlie. Like, honestly. It's pathetic.
How it completely failed to achieve what the UK government wanted it to achieve. But let me know what you think about all this stuff in the comments. Thank you so much for tuning in. Have a lovely rest of your weekend, and I'll see you in the next one.
I like Pepe, I guess, so 10 years in prison? Yeah, no, but that's what they want, yeah. British propaganda game. Crazy stuff.